All right, all right, all right. How's it going, everyone? Should be ready to get this train moving. Make sure everything's good on my end before I start. Gotta move a coal train from San Diego over to Albuquerque. I think we just gotta pick up wherever this last crew left it and drag it as far over the summit as possible. So, this is the first time playing this game in probably a month. So, let's go through everything. Make sure everything looks good. Yep, this is our gen field. Turn on our gauge lights. None of those matter to me. Make sure the horn works. Looking good. Make sure everything's cut in before I hit the road. Yeah, short hood lead. It's on run. Good. Check the back units. Just want to make sure that these switches are on run and this one's in single middle unit. I think everything else should be cut out. Run single. Do we have another unit? Sure do. This one might be the last one. Let's see. Yep, it's the last one. So yep, it should be long hood trail and on run. Okay, all the units are set up correctly. Get back to the head end. But how is everyone doing tonight? If you're catching the stream at a later time, hope your guys' day is going well. I have been wanting to post, upload a video. I just haven't had time. For right now, it's gonna be live streams. No, still want to be in control of this thing. Oh, screw it, I'll leave that middle door open. Stop in location, so I'm assuming that's where they want us to go. Okay. We got a conductor over there. Let's contact dispatch. They're saying we are good to go. Make sure I don't forget anything. Alright, we got number lights, headlights, and you can see a big old grain train. Making sure we are good lead and freight, DP, have enough fuel, lights are on, everything is good. Alright. Let's release everything and start a Mayhead. Alright, why don't you want to move here? Lead. Everything is knockoffs. Run. Turn all that on. Okay, why are we not moving? That is weird. That's off. Alright, let's try it again. I'm getting amperage. Engine, jan field, and control switches are all on. Alright, so we got 4 units on this train, and it does not want to move. Slowly, but surely. And I know I'm on a 1.2% grade, but that shouldn't really matter. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 units. 4 big units, and this thing is not moving. It seems like our automatic is on, but I don't think it is. My goodness, I'm in notch 6 and it does not want to move. I know I'm independent on. What in the world, man? It's somewhat pulling it. Is my banking comm on? No, it's off. Let's see if that does anything. Okay. This, I mean, with 4 of these locomotives, it should be pulling like nothing. Oh, so you're telling me, and this is the reason why this game kind of makes me want to pull my hero. Banking comms or should be in here. And nothing to do with the radio. Now, obviously, it's a game. But what DP power is to help also control locomotives. But we don't need DP power because all the locomotives are hooked up on the same. They're all connected together. But thanks Humble for that heads up. You can tell I haven't played this game in a while. But it's finally moving. Yeah, with 4 of these units, I should have pulled that train 10 minutes ago. It's a pretty long train though. Oh. Try to get to the back and see. Looks like possibly down in a siding or on a different track. I can kind of see the train kind of going to the left there. Or the track that's going kind of curves to the left. Oh no, we are DP powered. Look at that, I got units in the middle. And these guys are revving too. Yeah, this is a pretty good sized train. Oh yeah, it looks like the train, I think I can see the rear locomotives. If I'm not running any signals. Alright, so I got 4 locals on the head end, 2 in the middle, and 2 on the rear. Okay, so that's why we weren't moving it. Because this train's pretty damn big. Let me see the 14,000 tons, 96 total cars on us. Again, I don't know if that's 96 cars with the locomotives or just hoppers. But yeah, that is a very long train. This is gonna be a fun one to run up and even downhill. So 96. What do you think? 96 cars with locomotives or without locomotives? I'm gonna say with. So I am playing this on the timetable, not the scenarios on the when you log into the game. But how's everyone doing tonight? Kind of a late night stream, but it's better to do it than not do it at all. That's how I look at it. So definitely got to pay attention to signals here. Do not want to run that stuff. All right, there we go. All right, so lead locomotive is 3258, 3266, 3262, and 3264. I'm not gonna go to the middle or the rear end. It's just way too long of a train. I really don't want to touch my automatic because I don't want to really slow down the train. I don't know why I keep having these texture glitches here. I don't know if it's my console or there's still like a bug in the game. Alright. Set up the dynamics. Try to hold this big old train back. Looks like they run passenger service down here. At a platform. Go up to open the window. It's a nice day out there. It finally can bump up to, what is that, 30 miles an hour? And I think the signal is green over red, so I should be good to go. Yeah, yep, green over red. So we got a good long trek to this point. Now, when I first started playing this game, I started from up here and ran about, I want to say, about in this section. I don't think I went any further than that. So it should be a pretty good run. And if you're just joining the stream, welcome. We got about 96 loaded grain cars on this train. Very long train. We got 4 units on the head end, 2 minutes in the middle, and 2 units on the rear end. So we're definitely gonna be running over some grade today. You can tell it's already at 5%, at half 0.1. My goodness, 0.5% grade. I'm gonna keep up on those notches. Yep, I'm starting to go up in that incline here. And with this heavy train, I would probably slow down pretty quick. Alright, green over red. Still good. So it seems like in either direction, you're climbing uphill. On the road again. How are you guys liking this game over Train Sim World 2? Again, I have not played it much. I think I only played it a handful of times. I think the videos that came out with the channel. So I still don't know what my thoughts are. The only problem that I have is they brought over all the old maps from Train Sim World 1 and 2. And I mean, I know they're probably going to come out with newer maps, but I mean, I've been playing the same maps for years now, between each new game, so I hope within a month or so they can upload a new map. Sensitivity about the $60. Are you talking about the game? Like the whole game? Yeah, no matter how many locomotives I have on this thing, Notch 7, it don't want to climb. Yeah, I have the entire game, the Cajon Pass, their newer updated Ice one, I think the other London, and then I think the steam locomotive one. Me being a ex-freight conductor in the U.S., I love to play everything U.S. based, so obviously BNSF, the UP, NS, CSX. I understand these locomotives. I understand how they operate. Um, I never worked on BNSF or any of those bigger lines. I've always worked on short lines, but I just understand them better. However, once in a while I'll play European maps if I just want to relax from these maps or these locomotives. But do you think it's worth $60? Me, I say I don't know if it's really worth $60. I know they made some changes between um 2 and 3, but there wasn't a whole much change in my opinion. I know they updated the weather. I mean, it looks good, and I would say the graphics look better, but I'm playing on the Series X, so that could just be that, the newer consoles. But I don't know if the game is really worth $60. And it seems like you can buy each map individually. Am I correct? Like you can buy Cajon Pass only. And if that's the case, and I guess that's somewhat good. Because if you only like one specific, if you like European, there's no point of spending money to buy, here, American trains or vice versa. I really want them to allow multiplayer in the game. Multiplayer. And maybe a lot more AI traffic. Like, I have not seen one single AI train pass. Or even switch in the yard. You're talking about a pretty well-known subdivision, well-known pass, the Cajon, and you should be seeing a lot more traffic on here. Played on the PS5. Yeah, I played the Train Sim World 1 and 2 on last console, Xbox One, and now with the upgraded, newer console, my goodness, I am loving the download speeds are so much faster, and the graphics are much better. Besides the glitches that this game loves to have. Okay, why am my wheels slipping? Oh, come on, train. Let's see. At least sand the lead axle. Sometimes the game freezes. Yeah, I wonder if it's I wouldn't think it would be the PS5 doing it. I want to say possibly the game. No matter what I'm doing, it ain't it ain't gonna move. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just slowing down. Now, in this case, there's two options you can do in the real world. You can have another, in really reality, another crew tag on the locomotives, or you can cut these things in half, run a load up to wherever you gotta go. And you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, right? Oh, I'm just going backwards. Notch 5, I have 8 units on me, and this thing is not budging. And I have to have my independent on or I'm gonna roll backwards. If I'm not already rolling. Yeah, see, I'm rolling backwards. Well, what do you say, chat? Should I just keep trying to fight this thing? Because if I roll back 3,600 feet, I'm gonna fail because I'm gonna pass that signal. Yeah, humble. Yeah, I have all these units. Everything. I mean, I should be pulling at least 10 miles an hour. I should have never just stopped. Because momentum should have kept me going. Now, if I cut off, which I mean I could, and just take half the train, maybe the game will let me do that. I don't think I'm gonna be able to move it. I stopped on probably the worst part on the map, and I get that real life they deal with grade, but if grade was too hard, you wouldn't see a train run over it. So why would the game all of a sudden just tell me to stop? I just don't get it. But let me know. Do you think I should just cut off half of the cars and run them up there? I can leave the rest down here and either continue or come back and get them. That's ridiculous. And it's not like I'm using SD40s or Jeeps. I mean these locomotives should pull this. And what was it again? Not even 15,000 tons. Yeah, this. I mean these locomotives should pull it like nothing. Yeah, see, And I know a lot of people comment on my videos and say they get so frustrated with this game because of things like this. I just don't. I don't blame people why they don't play it. You just can't have a train. I mean, I was doing what, 25 miles an hour? Went maybe 3 miles and it stopped. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut off right here at these locomotives, drag this train up top, and see what the game tells me. Maybe it freak out and tell me to go back. Maybe it will just bug out. I don't know. Let me see here. Let me put I don't know, 50% on. Should be good. Yeah, and Train Sim World 2. Um, what what map was notorious for this? Sand Patch? Sand Patch? You're trying to climb over that hill? Man, you do like 2 miles an hour. All right. Now I should be able to pull these cars like nothing. Don't really want to come back into this knuckle. Well, good luck, train. Hopefully you don't roll backwards. Now I've worked on a short line that dealt with grade. I think the steepest was 6.5%, pretty steep. And there was times that we will run loads over the mountain, and the only way to do it, it was doing this exact move. You leave half of your train at the bottom, you run half your load to the top of the mountain, you run back, grab the next half, hook back up to the train, and you drag it all the way down. Now normally, since those banking comms are on, it should make these locomotives move. It should, but it's not doing it. So, it's whatever. The train's moving. BNSF needs to make money. We'll help them make the money. Just remember, I'm on the middle track, so... No, actually, second to the right. I guess the only other problem that I could possibly see is when I pass these signals, it's gonna give me a red, so I won't be able to go back. But I don't have a choice. And I was kind of excited to run this big old train. Couldn't... What do you do when the power turns red? What do you mean by that? Like if you go into emergency, like if you're like, or talking about the alerter. You're talking about the alerter. Um, where's it flash? Right there, right? There should be another. That there's usually another light that flashes in here too. Right there. That's the alerter. And I'm on the controller, so you can either push B or you can come down here and push the alerter. If you're talking about going red, I'm assuming you might mean PCS. That's if you're emergency. Like you just gotta reset the automatic brake. And this dude over here, he's just sitting there. I mean, he ain't gonna help. Look at him. Like he has no care in the world of what just happened. Yeah, I have a feeling once I pass this signal, it's gonna be red. Come back here. I want to see once I pass with the lead locomotive what it's gonna do. Yep. Well, that train's staying behind. I can't go back and get it. It's gonna give me a red signal. Dovetail, you did this to me. That's okay. And if I let that alerter go, it'll put the train to emergency. It's a safety device that they put on pretty much all locomotives. And fun fact, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie Unstoppable with Denzel Washington. Um, it's kind of inaccurate when it comes to a train rolling by itself. In order to have a train run or to even start, the alerter has to be on. And it's right back there. It's cab signal. So if that was turned off, the train wouldn't run. It's a safety thing that the um, at the FRA and OSHA and some other departments kind of mandatory in locomotives. Kind of like all the safety devices they put in planes. And that's to protect the public and the railroad company and all that stuff. Because if a conductor or engineer falls asleep, that goes off and it will pop. And like I said, it will put the train into emergency. Can probably turn off the sand now. But what map are you guys liking so far on this game? Oh, look at that truck. It's floating. Look, the other one. Oh, they're all floating. Is this one? No, I can't. No, yeah. Look at that dump truck. This game, man. This game makes me laugh. So, did it update? Oh, yeah, it did. 47 cars, 7,100 tons. Hopefully it registers that's the whole train. This thing, yeah, it is a camera. So normal, yeah, you'll have a camera facing outwards, and usually, for the BNSF and Union Pacific, and I think CSX and NS, they have cameras inside the cab. They usually have them up here, like a dome like this, back here, or they'll have them up here. I've heard that they're now making cameras that are like above this area to watch the engineer, and then there's one over there watch the conductor. I don't know. Um, I really like that. I mean, I get why the railroad company does it. You know, it's basically a CYA for them. But I mean, a lot of transportation companies out there, even like in semis they have cameras now that go inward and watch you. But yeah, this camera goes outward and it watches everything outside. So if you get in an accident, you know, they'll be able to pull the black box and determine what happened. Yeah, like I said, the only map I have played, the only map I've played Humble is this one so far. Um, I mean I like it, but the problem I have is what just happened. I can't climb the hill with 8 locomotives. That just makes no sense to me. So, but it kind of over trumps the fact that it's BNSF. So I've always wanted to run BNSF for many years since I've been playing this game, and now that's out. You know that. No, Jeffrey, I haven't checked the mail yet, so I'll check it out tomorrow. Now the locomotives ran a whole lot are the Jeeps and the SD40s. Ran these units maybe 6 to 10 times in my career. Got 'em. Yeah, I would expect um, the train to be moving like this, maybe a little bit slower with all eight of those locomotives, but waiting for BNSF and NS. I swear, uh, Train Sim World 2 had an NS map, didn't they? Or is that one? One of those maps I think had an NS. Can't remember which one did or didn't have it. Where is the engine to crank? You talking like where to start it? Now, and these locomotives, they're okay. So, I don't know if you have seen my other videos on the channel, but I kind of go through it. And these locomotives, the 44s, the on and off switch is right there. Engine start and engine stop. So in your Jeeps and your SD40s, the crank is on this, like you gotta walk out on the catwalk. See if I could do it. Gotta walk out here and there's like a door on the side with a window. That's where you turn on the Jeeps and the SDs. But for these locomotives, 90 max, um, any of these bigger road units like this, the on and off switches are right here. Now, if I remember this correctly, there's this switch right here. It says jog. So I think if you put that to jog on other locomotives, what happens is, let's say we're on a flat terrain or going downhill and we don't need all the power, it will alternate or turn off other locomotives to save fuel. I think that's what the jog does. I don't know if you have to manually switch it, but it automatically does it. Because there was a couple times I ran unit trains that, I mean, we unit trains of like 140 cars, and we had about five locomotives, and like the last two will alternate between on and off. So these these locomotives are so smart that, I mean, they pretty much, if you just leave them, and again, this is, I don't think the game allows it, but if you had them parked in that track right there, they'll shut off. And then once the air pressure goes down so much, or if it's too cold, to keep the pipes and all that stuff from freezing, they'll turn on for a little bit and then turn off. So they design these things to be very fuel efficient. Um, so, oh, okay. NS, yeah, I knew one or two had it. Um, this game came out when? August? October? Or September? September? I was hoping they already had a new map. And then I'm trying to wonder what other map can you install on this game that's American. Um, I mean, we've done a lot of UP, right? Sherman Hill. Um, there's a bunch of UP, CSX. Not a whole lot of NS. I think there's been one map so far of NS. What I would like to see is a long haul Amtrak train, right? The Cardinal, the Southwest Chief, the California Zephyr. Now, have it condense, but kind of hit the main points of that route, right? California Zephyr, what does that go from Chicago to San Francisco? Well, I mean, you're gonna go through Denver and you go through the mountains, and then you can, try to condense it to where you kind of hit all of these main points. Um, that's what I would like to see, a long haul Amtrak. Now, I mean, we got plenty. I think we had a couple of Amtrak maps on the previous game, but those were pretty much like subway and in city. I think there was one with between Washington D.C. and New York, but I would like to see more of like the West or Midwest. That that would be pretty cool to put in the game. Maybe throw in a pretty popular um, short short line railroad. You know, you got some pretty well-known short line um, passenger service. You know, you got a passenger service in Durango, Colorado. You got one in again in Colorado, Cumbres and Toltec. You got the one in Alaska. Um, there's like what three, three total, three or four in Colorado. So it'd be cool to maybe throw those into the mix. Maybe even go back in the days and do the train between New Orleans, so Louisiana to Chicago. You know, there's a lot of you know things. I don't know. Maybe you can even go back and even um, remake when the railroad was built, the transcontinental. You know, between UP and who was the other one that designed the railroad from was it Chicago to LA? I know it was UP. The other one. How did I forget this? I want to keep saying CN, but that's what Canadian National CP. Okay, there's Union Pacific. What's the other one? I mean, the two railroads that competed back in the 1800s to design the railroads to go out west. I don't know, maybe you can just make some, throwback history with that. But I run a small business, and now coming in the winter time, it's starting to slow down. So I'm hoping to come back with edited videos, but for the time being, I'm going to be doing lives. I really hated not to do anything, but YouTube is pretty much my hobby. You know, it's one of those things that if I have time, I'll do it. If not, then I can't. And then now I'm taking online school to get something done. So life's been busy, but probably start doing a lot more lives just to keep up with the channel and stuff like that. Because I do want to bring back edited videos that I do that show realism on the railroad, right? So look forward to those videos coming out. I'm assuming within the next couple weeks to almost a month. I know it's still a long time, but And it's just still a good sized train. I mean, you can see it way back there. Thank goodness this thing is pulling it though. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Had a little hiccup right there in the beginning part of the stream. Yeah. Um, Again, I don't know if railroad crossing are common on this line. I mean, there's some. I mean, what was it? Train Sim World One, the Cal train. My goodness, that thing. There's that one section where it's like crossing, 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 crossing. When I go through that section, I just pretty much hold the horn. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of crossing on this map. And I would like to see cars either waiting at the crossing or like cross. You can see them in the distance crossing, and then the arms come down and they stop and they wait. But yeah, and on the point of crossings, there's not enough. Where's the trains at? Not one single train has passed, and you can't sit there and tell me that this line is not busy, because this line is really busy. This is a main corridor for BNSF to get stuff out of LA, California, and start moving it out to east. So I mean, look, you got 3 tracks there, and maybe 1 or 2 over there. So I mean, there should be plenty of other AI coming in all directions. Sensitivity, the beeping is the alerter. This thing. So again, what that does is I run with it on. Anytime I run in this game, I always make sure it's on. Um, I mean, that is as close as you can get to real life. Um, and you'll see the alerter pop up right here whenever it goes off. So it's a safety mechanisms. You can see it right there. And you can push this button and it turns it off. And so to turn it off, you just come over here in cab signal, and it shouldn't make any more noise. Guess I pushed throttle down. But yeah, so let's say if I don't disengage it, it will put the train into emergency. So it's a safety thing that if I fall asleep or if both the engineer and conductor fall asleep, the train doesn't keep rolling down the tracks. And you see it hasn't went off. So that's how you turn it on and off. You don't have to run with it. I do. It kind of keeps me on my toes. So you'll hear it, and then you'll see it flashing here where it says alert. And then on the bottom right hand corner, underneath the grade, you'll see a yellow circle that goes on, and that tells you your alerter is going off. In the SD40s and the Jeeps, you know how there's a cabinet, like you gotta open up the cabinet and you have all the knives, you have all the switches and the knife switch in there. One of them says alerter or signal or something like that. That's that. That's where the on and off switch for the alerter for those locomotives. And technically, you're not able to actually run locomotives without that switched on. It it won't let you run them. So it's just a habit. I turn it on. Like I said, it keeps keeps me on my toes. And even right here, you can even reset it right there. Now, hands down, these locomotives have the best bell and horn combo when it comes to diesel locomotives. That has to be my favorite uh, horn and bell combo. And you won't see me like push the alerter button. Um, I push B on my controller, and that will disengage it from going off when it when it alerts. Well, thank you guys for staying up this late. I'm in Central Standard Time, so it's 50 minutes till midnight. And again, if you're joining the stream just now, we're running well, half of our grain train. The other half I left at the bottom because we cannot pull it up. For some reason, 8 locomotives can't pull it. Does this come down? No, it doesn't, does it? Nope. Now these locomotives have a pretty cool alerter tone. The K5HL? What locomotive is that? Is that in the game? Alright, let's see here. Now we still got a distance. That train is it still back here? Let me see. Where did I leave it at? I think it was. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's still there. Yeah, the K5HL. Is that um like can you use that locomotive Or can you play it on that? Can you play with that locomotive on the game, or is it something that's not in game? There was a whistle board right up there. I don't see one down here. Yeah, I don't see a crossing up here. Unless they're talking about this little two-track road. So I don't really see it. Maybe back there, but yeah, I'll have to check out that horn sound. K5HL. Mile marker 67. Yeah, see, there's a whistle board right here. So somewhere up there is a crossing. I think I see it. There's a truck right there, or a vehicle. How would you like to live right here? The one and only lonely crossing. And it's nice that these horn sequencer works. So if you don't want to manually push the buttons, you just push this guy and let it go. Now when I got into the game, it said that this should take about an hour and 20 or hour and 30 minutes. And I'm just hit an hour and 23 minutes. So, wonder if I stop, if that's it, or if it's gonna make me run down. for I've been seeing 6 miles for like the past 3 miles. Any Walking Dead fans? The show? I am rewatching it. I've been watching um, the reruns for about 3 weeks now. Yeah, about 3 weeks to about a month. I started the show over again. I used to watch it back in the days, and then I lost interest. I think the time that the group met Negan, I think that was his name. So I haven't watched it in years. So I'm trying to catch up since I guess this year's the final season. That's it. No more after this. So just curious to see how the show gonna end. And it's crazy. Every time you re-watch something, you always notice things from a different perspective, or you see things that you missed when you first watched it. All right, still good on the signals. Yeah, there's gonna be no way I was gonna drag that train up here. We're in fight, probably going 2 to 5 miles an hour. But I think the developer needs to rewrite the pulling capability with these locomotives. Like I said, I know they can pull more than this. Look at that. The crossing does work. No, I'm slick. Oh, they even have little bells on them. That's cool. It's not this thing that works. Does it not work? Huh. Well, that's weird. Can you see sand? No. This is where your sand will come out right here, out of this tube. And they're on both ends. .8 miles still. I can hear the sand, but you can't see it. And this right here is where the bell comes out of. Okay. That was weird. It seems like the horn sequencer like kicked in out of the blue, and I can barely hear it. I don't hear it anymore. Yeah, that was wild. I don't know if it was sticking or what was going on. But I know I was pushing this a lot because I was trying to get it activated. And you can see that it's not. Wait, there it comes back. You can hear it fading in. Wow. think that's enough. Ooh, that's weird. It keeps going louder, and then it fades out, and then it fades in, and then it fades out. I'm not gonna be touching that anymore. I must have bugged it, huh? Yeah, it's bugged, I guess. um, on Sand Patch, my problem was I would blow through a crossing, I think twice, and then my bell would not work the entire time. Would not work at all. It would just be quiet. I don't know if you really call that a crossing. There's really no road. So I should be able to get a gold medal at the end of this because I have not oversped once. So do you have a gaming channel, Humble? Oh, starting again. We'll just let it go. There's no way you're gonna fix it. And it's crazy. It fades in and it fades out. Good thing it kind of fades out, cause like it would drive me insane if it was just continually blowing. Yeah, see, there's trucks all over this place. You got two up here, two down here, and there's another one. Yeah, right, kind of in front down there. What mode? Sensitivity. I am playing on timetable. I think it was the 6:30 job. I think that's what time it said. Sometimes you do live stream. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your support on this video and the channel. Um, what games do you live stream? Yeah, I think sensitivity. I think it was it was a 6 a.m. job timetable. And that's the one thing I want to do with this game is work more on the timetable. Because previous games I would just do the scenarios and then just kind of leave everything else. And the windows don't help either. Oh, okay, it does a little bit. Ah, goodness, we still got 4.3 miles. I mean, I know they said that they made these maps um, bigger, but my goodness, you make them to the point where all you can do is 15 miles an hour. And how much fuel? I don't know what the fuel was when I first started it. Does it even go down? Oh yeah, it does go down. We started way down here in this yard, and we're what do you say? Oh, that's not really even the halfway point. I think the halfway point's around here. So it's taking almost 2 hours. It's almost to get halfway across the map. simulation games. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we're kind of in the same boat. I once in a while I'll play first person shooter games, but I'm more keen to the simulation games. And lately I've been playing a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator. 'Cause I just the other day I got um, Thrustmaster controls, so that'll probably be the next live stream I'll be coming out on the channel either tomorrow or in the next couple days. So, and Farming Simulator, um, that one I can get lost into it. I once I start harvesting and all that stuff, I mean I can be on it for hours. uh, and it would be nice to get up to 30 miles an hour. What's your favorite simulation game, Humble? Yeah, Farming Simulator is a good one. American Truck Simulator, is that on console or do you have a PC? The only problem I have with Farming Simulator is when you start out, it's slow. But I think once you get to that threshold where you have land, you have equipment, and you have money, you'll be able to develop quickly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think American Truck would be on console. That seems like a pretty fun game just to drive, I guess. My ultimate goal is to get a PC. 'Cause I would like to have hand controls for um, this game, where you can have the throttle and the braking systems and all that stuff instead of using a controller. You can see the train back there. Okay, so the alerter is not going off, but it's going off out here, and it's not. Yeah. I bugged something out. Ready signal still? Still good to go. And I've been noticing that this marker isn't really 4 point whatever it says on the track, it's wherever you were at. Because I swear we're like at 4.2 down there, and now we're back to 4.6. It's weird how they do that to the game. You would think it would be, you know, 4.5 along the track and not necessarily um, from where I'm at if you cut a direct line. Yeah, this game is going crazy. And what I find crazy is you can play a flight simulator on a console now. And it's not just like they have a few airports. I mean, you can pick a wider range of aircraft, fly to pretty much really any airport in the world, and consoles can now do that. Do you go live on Twitch or on YouTube? Humble. A bunch of abandoned trucks just alongside the tracks. YouTube, okay. Yeah, I have a Twitch channel and I just don't have enough followers over there, so I'm gonna stick on YouTube for now. Well, thanks for your support, Humble. I paid it back and I gave you a sub there. I know how it feels. Small YouTube channels, and gotta beat the algorithm, and it's hard. I never thought YouTube can be this, not really difficult, but just, I just thought it would have been much easier to do, to do. But everything in life, you have to work extra hard to get what you want. PCS is open. Um, so, what PCS means is your emergency brake is applied. So it's on your automatic. Are you playing, are you using this locomotive, or are you using an SD40 or a Jeep? Because either way, what you want to do is there's two ways to uh, override it. Grab your automatic and go all the way to emergency and look at your brake pipe and make sure that hits 0. Okay. Once that hits 0, what you can do is go back and release it and see what that does. Now it should reset it, and then it should knock off your PCS. If that does not do that, I think you go into more options, and I think it's operator control, right? F4, and cut out your automatic brake, and then cut it back in, and that should reset your PCS. Oh, okay, nice. And I think that's my problem, why I haven't been able to get my goal with the channel is I just don't do enough in it, which makes sense. I mean, if you don't put the time and effort in, it's not gonna build up. Um, which I blame myself for, the sensitivity. Let me know if that works. Like I said, that's those one of those options should reset it. Now, if there's a bug still, there was a bug, or I don't know what happened, but in number 2, it doesn't matter. Like, you had to reset the entire mission or the map in order to get a reset. But yeah, try that. Knock off the automatic, go all the way to emergency, and then once that zeroes out, your brake pipe, your BP, and then knock it off. release it. I think this run was longer than, what was it, 17 miles? Did it? Okay, I hope it worked. I don't. I kind of. Is that a blinking? Okay. For a minute there, my heart started pounding. I thought I was gonna run a red light signal. That yellow? Yeah. I don't remember 'cause if the tutorial teaches you how to do all the resets and all that stuff. Because when I first got into this game, I checked it out to see exactly what they were teaching people, and they did a. The developer did I mean, to me, a good job in explaining things. They didn't hit every little topic that you need to know to run these trains, but I don't remember if they ever taught us how to deal with emergency brakes. What brake do you use to put this train in park? Like when you mean to come into a stop? It depends on how fast you're going. So anything above 20, you want to stay with your automatic and just do little increments. Don't put a whole lot. Do a little bit of increments. If you're under 20, roughly I would say under 15, I would use your independent. Is that a That's a yellow, huh? Man, it looked red. But yeah, I like to use independent because you can um, apply and increase and decrease your pressure, so it's easier to control. Because if you put a lot on your automatic, the entire train's getting air. Independent only controls your locomotives, and your dynamics. Um, that's a whole different braking system. You gotta make sure you're in idle for this amount of time and set up for this amount of time, and um, but I'll kind of show you when I get closer to the stop. What you do is you put a percentage on your automatic, and then you bail off. Let's see, you bail off, and bailing off knocks off the brakes on your locomotive, but it keeps all the brakes applied on the cars. And I don't think there's no signal up here, is there? Don't really want to run it, but I don't think there's a signal. Finally, getting much closer. Yeah, 2.5 miles to a red signal. So I'm gonna let this train just coast. No point of fighting it. And then it also depends on how many locomotives you have. If you have a lot of locomotives and you use your independent, you'll stop pretty quickly. If you only have one or two, and a pretty heavy long train, it's gonna take a little bit to get it stopped. So it just kind of depends if you're on a grade, if how many locomotives you got, how fast you need to stop, how fast you're going. It will all determine on what brake to use. And I noticed in this game, sometimes you can practically go into emergency, and the train does not stop. And that was the biggest problem I had with Train Sim World 2. You'll be coming down Sand Patch, and I mean, you couldn't stop. So I'm gonna apply my, ouch. Okay, so I'm gonna apply, we'll say 31%, and then you bail it. And that would bring, it should bring the train to a stop pretty quickly once it grabs, just like that. So once I kind of hit under 10, I knock off that automatic, because then I have better control with the independent. But see, I used that automatic. I was still what, 500, 600 yards, feet away, and it was already slowing me down. So go full application on the independent. See, I can apply a full independent, knock it off. Uh, you know, you can do a lot with this independent. And should be good right there. Okay, well, it told me that I left the cars behind, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I could not make it on top of that mountain. All right, so 2 hours. That's a long time. Hey, got a gold medal. Go back to timetable and I can show you real quick. Yeah, 6:10. Grain train from San Diego to Albuquerque. Imagine doing that same run with snow on the ground. Not a whole lot of things to do with the SD40. A lot of switching though. I think I played Yeah, one scenario, this guy. This one's pretty fun. How fast it goes. Um, have not done that. Oh my, 600, 601 on the timetable. And have not played that one either. So mostly I've been in Cajon Pass. I think besides that train acting kind of dumb at the bottom, um, would have been a lot better. Let's see. Do they see if they got any new maps? Yeah. See, they just sound patch. That's another TSW3, London Underground, Harlem Line, Sherman Hill. I wanted to check out the Sherman Hill one. Let me know down in the comments if you play this one and if you recommend it. Horseshoe Curve. That one was actually pretty fun. I only played I think 4 of the scenarios. I think that was kind of the best one on the Train Sim World 2 game. Cane Creek, horrible, horrible map. Yeah, but that's it. That's the problem. These are so Train Sim World 1 games. You know, hopefully they come out with something new within a couple weeks to a couple months. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this live stream. We've been on for about almost 2 hours and 15 minutes. Um, I might not go live. What's today? I guess technically today's Saturday. Um, Later on. Um, so if you're new here, have a hit the subscribe button. If you don't mind, you can hit that. Support the channel. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be notified when I go live, when there's new videos coming out. So you played on Sherman Hill. It's a good map. Would you say it's better than Sherman Hill? Which one? Which one was that again? I get mixed up between. Yep, Sherman Hill. Okay, Horseshoe Curve. I thought Horseshoe Curve was pretty good. I want to play it some more. So that's one thing. But maybe I'll check out Sherman Hill too. Is there a lot of grade on it? Let's see here. Modern American freight railroading, bustling and constant action, tough grades. Okay, yep. Powerful diesels, majestic western scenery. 58 miles, doing the classic railroad cities of Cheyenne and Laramie. Crossing the Continental Divide at 8,000 feet elevation. Throughout the decade, Sherman Hill, with its tough 1.5% westbound grade across the Laramie Mountains, is home to the Union Pacific's biggest and best motive power. High horsepower diesels, hauling double stacks, autos, manifests freight, and coal and more. I'm aboard Union Pacific's modern and potent 4,300 horsepower SD70s and 3,000 horsepower good old SD40s. Hmm. I will have to check it out. Well, thank you guys again for the support, and thanks for joining in the stream. It was long, but it was fun. Well, until next time, we will see you all later.